I'm Sebastian from PALAYE ROYALE. We're here in the Netherlands with 932. Doing great. Tour started in Finland. They lost 12 of our bags and 2 guitars. So yesterday we played the first headline show because it was a festival in the Netherlands, and it was a good show. Always fun to play in the Netherlands. Dutch crowds are always wonderful. So now we're here, and it's gonna be a great show this evening. And yeah, just always on the road. So. Yeah, it's definitely interesting for us in Europe. We only ever do headlining festivals, so we did some shows with Avenged Sevenfold in June, which were great. They were super lovely, and then we're doing a Yungblud support tour in Europe in October. So it's definitely a different situation, but also I think because the band is big enough that we do carry a lot of the crowd to the show ourselves. So it feels like 50-50. When we first started as a band, it was like no one knew us. So we go out there and you're like, you have to like prove something. So it's nice to have a crowd that's like half of the people are already there and know you and love you, and the rest are just, they don't know about you. And then they see, it's hard when you're in a room with a bunch of people that like you. It's kind of like, okay, I think I like it too. So it's kind of like a fun place to be on an opening support shows, because we've done a lot of big shows by ourselves in the past year. So, from Wembley all the way to, doing Tilburg and all these massive gigs. So really excited to do it and get some new fans along the way. And the festivals are obviously always incredible, and we're playing main stage in a lot of them. So building up the racks every year, and it's great. I love it because it feels like you're it's like 50 minutes or an hour or whatever, how long our sets are, and you just get that time to like kind of get people back, into the band. And it's great because you see that how festivals really do work for us in Europe, because we'll play them and there'll be 50,000 people, 100,000 people on main stage, and you're like, oh, 80% of these people definitely don't know who we are. I've never even heard our music. So but it's great when then you announce a headline show and you're like, oh wow, we went from like 1,500 people to 2,000 people to 3,000 people to 4,000 people. So to see that it does work and pay off, because there's new people that find us, I love it. And you also get to see a bunch of free shows, and we play a lot of festivals in Europe with a lot of bands I love. So it's really exciting that we get to go and have a free concert for for the whole summer, which is nice. So. Oh, that's crazy. Good. No, it's super good. It's like that kind of stuff lives forever, video form. And I feel like, when I grew up and was growing up and loving, and still to this day, when I find new bands, I watch live videos online. So it's really cool to just have that, beautiful filmed festival show, I loved it. Pinkpop it was right about a month or two after our mom passed. So it was definitely like that summer run was difficult in the personal thing, but we were doing what we loved and what she loved us doing. So Pinkpop will forever be such a special moment, because when we dedicated Fever Dream to her at the show, it was like sunny, and all of a sudden, literally the moment we say this is dedicated to our mom, it starts raining, and then the moment the song's done, it stops raining. It was like, very eerie in that regards, but she's there with us. So it was definitely a beautiful setting for that, and definitely good to always know she's around. So I feel like dying in a hot tub is always a staple for me, but recently I think For You has been such a cool moment. And I think that's whenever you play like a headline show, for instance, like people there, 90% of the crowd knows the whole catalog. When you play opening slots or festivals, we used to do covers, and that was a good way of getting people in on it. And we would do like Seven Nation Army or I Want to Be Your Dog by the Stooges, and those were cool entry points. But with For You, since it's such a very easy sing-along chorus, Remy's been really good at like conducting the crowd and being like, all right, when we get to the chorus, you're gonna sing this part. So when the chorus happens, it's like feels like this universal thing that the whole crowd feels like they're there for us, even though they don't know who we are. But getting them to sing along to one of your own songs with them never hearing your band is kind of like, okay, they feel a part of something. And I feel like it makes us feel like the crowd's there and supportive, and I don't know, it just feels like your show for that moment in time, which is really nice. So just getting to new people, into the band, and obviously like there's massive iconic rooms that we're going to be playing with Yungblud, and I think it's a really great package. And we've been friends with Dom since I saw him in the back of a trailer at Warped Tour in 2018, and he was sharing a bus with Chase Atlantic, and it's cool to see all of us climbing. And obviously he's incredibly massive and he's doing such incredible things, but it's just cool to see everyone succeed. And it's it's been enough years have passed that we're so like, we know each other on a personal level, so it's not just like, oh, we know each other from Instagram or from I saw your name on a bill. It's like, oh, when we hang out with the band and stuff, it's like we're all friends, and it's just easy. And the tour we did with him in 2022 was during COVID, so we were like not allowed to hang out, and so that was really hard. But it was like Adam, who plays guitar, has just been such a great friend, and I don't know, they're just incredible people, and their techs are awesome, and their tour manager, and their whole crew. So it's really exciting to go like hang out. It's like summer camp, but in the fall. I really like the new album. I really am enjoying. I think it's like he's always known who he is as an artist, but I really feel like this record is really shining of who. I think he does rock better than people thought he would, and I think it's great that the world is noticing that, because he is a great rock singer. And sometimes it's hard. It's like you don't know what to cater to. You want to cater to the pop world. You want to cater to an alternative world. You don't know as an artist, and we've struggled through that through our catalog. So it's really exciting that I feel like he's fully Dom. You know what I mean? Like Yungblud is him. It's kind of that same situation with like Ozzy. He's like Ozzy is Ozzy, but he also is himself. So it's really cool that I feel like he's embodied that, and his music shines that. And I think obviously the first track he put out was the huge like middle finger to everyone, be like, I am a rock guy. And I think so, yeah, Hello Heaven was like obviously awesome. So I think I'm just excited to watch the show and the band. It's cool to see him with a full band now, and he's not just 3 dudes on a stage. It's like 2 guitar players, keyboard player, and backing vocal strings. It's a full show, So I'm excited to watch that every night, It shouldn't, but the industry does a very good job of labeling what you are and who you associate yourself with. Like our best friends are in metal bands and pop bands, and it doesn't matter. Like it's funny. It's like when you put all of the groups of friends we've met through this journey of our career thus far, you would not expect us all to be friends, but we're just human at the end of the day. And it's like we're great friends with the Chase Atlantic boys. Like they were my neighbors. We did, like I love them, but you wouldn't put us up in a room and be like, yeah, they're good buddies. Like we talk all the time. They were there when our mom passed. Like they were there as just good humans and like good friends, and everyone reaches out. So the community of friends we've met through this journey thus far has been really amazing. And there shouldn't be walls up because of who your genre is. And I think like the hip hop community has always done that, about like raising each other up and wanting each other to succeed. Yeah, there's always some like beef, whatever. There's always that. But in the rock world, I feel like everyone has their arms up. It's like, this is my audience. This is my audience. I'm not going to share with you. So it's nice to see the walls are kind of coming down in that regards, and put on a great show for the fans and have a good time. They've been great, I feel like this record was our most like straightforward, positive, fast forward rock, I don't know, whatever we want to label it, but it came in a really good time when we put it out, because we started making it in June and July of 2023. So for it to come out at a time right when our mom passed, we wrote it right before our mom got sick. And then I feel like if we wrote a record right after we knew she got sick, it would have been very sad and depressing. So it was good to have this, because while we were grieving, we were playing music that was kind of, you didn't really need to, there's obviously some great songs on it, but it's not like really heavy on our hearts. It was talking about topics that were not related to our mom's death. So I think that was really positive in our sense. And the crowd reactions, I feel like Showbiz goes really well every night. For You, Addicted, Wicked and Twisted, Death or Glory. So it's, we did the whole Death or Glory tour in last fall in the States and over in Europe. And the reactions were amazing. We got to do Wembley with it. So that'll always be a staple. And, we're just going to keep on making music and keep on doing what we do. So. We did make a version of Been Too Long that was more like Nine Inch Nails mixed with like alt pop. It was very funny. It was like no guitars on it at all. But we did that, and we were gonna put out like a deluxe version of the record, but never got around to it. So, but yeah, no, I think it's always fun to like when you switch up the genre on the song. It's if a good song is a good song, it could stand in any category. So, you know, like that's why I think covers are so great. People turn around songs and you're like, oh wow, that's a country song that sounds great in like a hip hop version, you know, or vice versa. So, yeah. Yeah, we're very far along, so it's really exciting. My brothers get mad when I talk about it, so I can't say anymore. No, the way I look at anything in life, it's like if you care, you'll make time for it, and that's how I see for like relationships. Like, you know, I tour the world, but I still always make time as well as my wife does for me. It's like, she travels, sees me, I travel and see her, and when we have a 3-day break, we make sure we go enjoy our lives. You know, we were living in the Netherlands for this summer, and like I've never not played a show with PALAYE, and I had that planned for such a long time. And I told my brothers, I'm like, I love you guys, but this is so important to me for my future with my wife. I want to know where I want to live for the rest of my life, or not the rest of my life, for the next, you know, little time. So it was good to do, and you know, you make time for everything, and you make time for your friends, and make time for the music, and the music's fun. We love creating. We're creating with one of our best friends, and he did our Fever Dream album, and it's genuinely like just a bunch of kids in a room. You know, we just have all our toys and just play music all day, and it's great. So, if you had a time machine and you could go back to 1992 to release music, would you? Lottery winners. 1992, I was born, so I don't know if I would go back to 1992 because I would just have been born, but if it was going back as my current self, abso-fucking-lutely. I've always said this, our band would 100% do so much better in the 90s because we are a live band, we're a live animal, like that's who we are. And yeah, it's great with everything of how you can become successful in this music industry now with, you know, from TikTok and, you know, dating it back to like MySpace and YouTube, all great outlets. You had the power to do it, and a lot of our audience found us that way, so I'm forever grateful. But because of our tenacity of how we tour, which I think a lot of bands in this current state do not have, we play 150 to 200 shows a year. You know, we tour our asses off, and I feel like that would have been, in that time, obviously your competition was a lot more, you know, if you label it as competition, but the bands around in 1992, you had anywhere from Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Oasis, The Verve, you know, it's Blur, our music would have not surpassed that at that time, but it maybe would have been a different element because you didn't have devices, people were not distracted, you didn't have to worry about doing TikToks, you didn't have to worry about doing things to elevate your career. You played music, you toured, and that's it. There was no distractions. You could watch a movie or TV and call people on the landline, maybe. And it was like that idea of just existing in the moment is definitely very lost. And I feel like that's who we are at the core, because that's how our mom raised us. Obviously, we're very distracted by technology, as everyone is. But I definitely think to focus only on music and doing what you love and having fun, we would very much excel. So, I'm Sebastian, and to all our fans in the Netherlands, whoever ever watches this, be kind to one another and live in the moment as best you can, and call your mom if you can. All the love. When I watch it back, I'm like, holy shit, like we're not like making this up in our head, like, oh, that actually happened. It rained for 5 minutes during the song and that was it. So